my people? Hi, it's Jessie, and today I want to do a really short intro for a really cool video. I had the really amazing opportunity to collaborate with some super fun, intelligent, hilarious influencers, Evan, Dodie, and Al, and we decided to talk about anxiety in teens versus adults and just have a general conversation about it, as well as like give personal advice and just like give our own thoughts and so on. And I'm really proud of my mental health videos, and I think this is a really cool new way to incorporate it. Also, I wanted to say that I'm announcing one of my giveaway winners on Instagram. Congrats to Victoria Gamma 8. She fills the trash and the main, a true MVP. Enjoy this stuff, that makes me happy. And guess what, guys? You know how I joke in every video that I'm going broke because all I do is buy things for you guys? Well, fun stuff, relatable. What a great father. Essentially, amazing brands were like, hey, we're gonna get you hooked up. So today, Benefits, thank you, gave stuff for you guys. People just see what a great family relationship we have, like what a great parent I am. And all you have to do is be a true MVP. Follow on my Instagram at JessiePage, and if you follow my trash, it's an extra entry at JessieTrash, and I will be DMing the winner or announcing it in a video. I've been doing both. Yay! People notice us in our like little YouTube community family. It's so cute. Okay, that makes me happy. Look at this. They were so generous. I mean, I was so generous to give this to you. They didn't send it to me. Come on guys, I'm broke. I had to do what I had to do. Let's get this video to 30,000 likes. If you want me to do more like mental health collaborations, like bring your favorite influencers in and kind of talk about it with them and have a really nice like general conversation and give some advice and tips and so on. Overall, the thing I really want you to get from this video is that age should not determine how valid your anxiety is. If you feel a certain way or if you're diagnosed, I think now a lot of the younger generation is so much more educated when it comes to mental health, and it makes me so proud. And I think that people should listen to us and know that we are in tune with ourselves. Although they can be different types of anxiety and different things can obviously trigger anxiety because you're obviously thrown into different situations, whether you're a teenager or an adult. I think that being a teenager shouldn't mean that your anxiety is any less valid because you're not an adult. Cool, okay. I think it's a really strong message and it isn't always talked about. Yeah, cool. I wrote down different, is your phone? I stole Dodie's phone. I wrote down different things we could touch on. Do you think other people would treat you differently when you talk about anxiety as a teenager versus an adult, or just in general?
I actually recently chatted to my little sister Hedy because she says that she has anxiety, and for a while I was kind of nervous to call it that because I was so scared of labeling something that I didn't label as anxiety when I was a teen. So when I was a teen, I was like really nervous to pick up the phone or like talk to people or like socialize, and I would have just said, I wouldn't have said I was socially anxious, I just would have said I was awkward.
That was me too.
Yeah, so like for her to say I have anxiety, it worries me because I'm like, don't give it a serious label because it scares me, but I think you have every right to say you feel anxious or if you have anxiety.
Yeah. Ellie, you're the baby.
I thought I was. Have I been replaced?
I don't know. I feel like it's the same between kids and adults in terms of I still feel uncomfortable even talking about it because it makes me feel like I'm not right in the head. I don't know if that makes sense. And so that other people will then talk about how they don't have it, and then or they'll say like, oh my gosh, I get stressed sometimes.
I've seen this recently where people are talking about like self-diagnosing and how like dangerous it can be, and people are saying that some of the younger generations, because they're a lot more educated with anxiety, that they're self-diagnosing and it's bad. Like, what do you think? Do you think self-diagnosing is problematic?
I don't think it's problematic.
I think there are some kids that their parents won't take them to get diagnosed.
Even in the UK, where it's free to get diagnosed, it's just a ball ache. It takes so many steps for a doctor to say you have anxiety.
Or you're not comfortable with talking about it.
Oh, yeah.
If it's like obviously impacting your life, then you're allowed to diagnose yourself. Because I feel like if you say it and give it a name, people treat it more seriously.
That's very true. I have been diagnosed, and when you go in, it's very similar to just looking up symptoms online.
I would like to say something. I wouldn't actually say I have anxiety, so I feel like I should just say that right now.
Well,
I get anxious.
Getting anxious.
I'm the same. I've had anxiety attacks in the past, and I've had stages where I've had major anxiety, but at the moment I'm doing okay.
Yeah.
Actually, that's been me too. I was diagnosed last year, but I'm
improving.
Yes.
Oh, that's good.
Thank you.
Good job.
Good. How comfortable do you feel being in this
How
video?
comfortable do you feel in this video?
I feel bad.
No.
Like, I'm not gonna contribute. I don't think I'll contribute anything.
How do you think anxiety is treated differently in school versus at work?
You can't really say you have it at work at all. But you can't say you have it at school.
I don't think you can say you have it at school. Like, again, I'm sorry to keep talking about it. My little sister's a teenager, so this is the only reference I have to that. But like, if someone's having an anxiety attack in school, they'll go to student services and be like, I feel nervous, blah, blah, blah. And like, they'll say, okay, you can just sit in the room, but you can't bring a friend. Which is,
oh, really?
No.
Yeah.
Like, what do you need if something like terrible's happening to you? You need a pal to go with you. They just don't get it. They think it's like an attention thing. Kids aren't really taken seriously. Like, all of their problems and all of the things they're going through, if they're having an anxiety attack, they're like, oh, it's just being a teen, you know, it's just like, which I remember that age,
That's
hormones.
true.
It's like, no, these are real problems, like, seriously.
I have a question. Do you find that it is much more likely that teens these days are getting anxiety because of the implementation of social media into their daily lives?
I actually wrote that down. That's a good question.
Okay. I think that's a huge thing.
Yeah, I think it worries me. It's difficult because it has its amazing benefits and also the negative
And it can
sides.
also, people can argue that social media can help people with it because they can get resources.
When I was in school, I didn't have any social media, and so when I left school, I was now doing different things. But with social media, as soon as I leave school, I'm still looking at my friends' stuff on Facebook and seeing they have more likes than me on Instagram and stressing out about how no one really likes me even when I'm not at school, and now I could be bullied at home from online as opposed to just being bullied at school. There's no escaping it sometimes. I've never had issues with that. I just know that's a possible thing.
No, I agree.
Here's some advice. If you are getting bullied, I think the best thing is to reach out to someone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But it is tricky trying not to be a grass or whatever, so... Oh, I don't know.
I also used to accept the bullying names and make them part of me because they lost the power. So like kids.
It was like you were laughing at yourself too.
Yeah, and so
I do that
it wasn't
too.
fun for them because I wasn't affected. They used to call me like Scooter and all these other names, and I went.
It's like, oh yeah, I'm Scooter.
I signed my name as Scooter in my homework, and they thought it. Then it became a cool thing.
That's good if you can do that socially, but
I was really I don't know. I think I had strong will against that type of thing because I was bullied by my brother all my life, so I thought it would be easier in school. I don't know.
Do you feel like when influencers talk about having anxiety, they aren't taken as seriously as just like
Oh
anyone
my god,
else?
Yeah, for sure.
Because I feel that way very strongly.
How could you have any anxiety when you're like a famous
when your
YouTuber
life
and
is
you got all
so
this
perfect.
money?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, so true. And also there are a lot of people like using like mental health words as clickbait almost. I feel like a lot of people will use the kind of joke way to say that they do have it and it's like deep down, but people just see it as a joke. I don't know, it's really tricky. I think you should always take someone seriously if they say it.
Yeah, I don't think age should be considered at all. And I think it's a very common thing in school and with influencers. And I just think people judge someone on the outside and their age or whatever, and they just like assume like, this doesn't make sense that this person has anxiety. But versus like, it's not a lifestyle, it's not a certain thing that provokes it. It's like your head, you know?
I have something to ask and contribute.
Go.
Yes, that's
So
true.
on Twitter, I used to make these tweets, and it's like me being like awkward, right, and socially awkward. And then in June, I got a shit ton of hate because one of the tweets was like me at a party. It was back from a few months ago, where I was just like me at a party, and it's me in the corner, me under like a table and stuff. And then someone quoted me like, "It's not funny to make fun of social anxiety."
Were you like that at school? I mean, not that it really, I'm just curious.
No.
The thing is, that was me, and I personally look at that, I'm like, relatable. There's someone else. There's representation.
I think it kind of
That's
stings,
another
like, for
point.
example, if someone was like, whoa, I'm so spacey, or like tried to make this
Who
joke
says that?
about derealization, or I don't know, like how it could be relatable, I would be really upset because I'd be like, you don't know how bad it is. I try and make something out of it. I try and say, like, there is good in having these problems, like, bit of madness is key. Like, it can come across as like glorifying it and like maybe making it this magical thing, when really all I'm trying to do is for the people who have it, trying to
Make it feel
say
right.
it's okay, you know, it can be alright.
And just like knowing someone else has it is just sometimes very reassuring.
Mm-hmm.
I know even when I was growing up, just like hearing other YouTubers be like, they're shy, because I felt like I was the only person. And I was like, wow, that's really interesting. You know?
Look at you now.
Wow, that's so sweet. People are like, you look so happy in your Instagram stories. I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna film an anxiety attack. That's triggering too.
Yeah. Oh,
like
yeah.
Plus, it probably feels
Oh, that's
good.
the worst when people are like, I never see it. Blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah. And then when I do show it, they're like, we don't want to see that. That's
Exactly. Yeah. I think the best thing when you're going through something is just to put out the most positive version of yourself.
What I've learned
Yeah.
to
I know,
do is
it's
kind of like hold back on it and like keep it for myself and for my friends and for my diary. And then like once I've come out of it and I feel better, I can reflect on it and use it for other things.
I used to be like quite the emotional tweeter when I was like
Oh,
in the
me
mood and like
too.
you could, yeah, and like
Oh
I'd
my
be like,
gosh.
I'm having such bad anxiety. Like I don't even notice,
Yeah.
like, or like
I'd be like, woo,
like I
it's
feel like my
terrible.
world is falling apart.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I felt like a lot of people would be like, same, me. And I was like, no, I don't want to put this negative energy out there because it doesn't make you feel better and it doesn't make anyone else feel better. And I've just like learned to just put away the phone.
Yeah, either a private Twitter or a diary or a friend or call someone. Calling someone is so much better than texting, I think, because texting, they might not respond, they might be busy. If you call someone, like, nothing gets
and hearing someone's voice just sometimes is so reassuring. Because someone could be like, feel better, but like sometimes just the text doesn't. Yeah.
And also I feel like typing, like, you can make everything seem so much worse and more dramatic and heavy, and you can feel guilty, whereas if you call them, it's like you can both talk it out.
Do you feel like treatment's different for teens versus adults?
Wow, yes.
Treatment?
Yes, like treatment,
yes.
how you
like teens are put in therapy, adults are given medication.
I feel like at this point all the medication is that like nothing is really done right, and there's so many side effects that affect you.
That is not true. I had like a lot of people use
sometimes
like Prozac and it like saves them. Like for me, it didn't help too bad. But yeah, I feel like medication could be extremely helpful. There's always another route. I think there's always another option. I think definitely try therapy. I'd say
therapy is the best. That's what I was trying to hit.
And if someone shuts you down for being young, then go to someone else, because that's not fair. If it's affecting your life and you're being patronized, that's not fair.
I agree.
Thank
Preach.
you.
Buy Tony's book. I feel like we definitely left a lot of things open to talk about. I think another important point in general is just like you don't have to have a mental illness to go to therapy.
Oh yes, so it's like honestly like prevention, like talk it out and process before it sticks in your head. I think therapy when you're young is very important, especially if you don't have any mental illnesses, because it's really good to process things healthily before they get stuck in your head and become a problem.
Do you think adults are more judgmental of anxiety, or do you think teens are more judgmental?
I think adults are, especially to children.
But I think another argument is sometimes it's harder for teens because when they tell their friends, a lot of them don't know how to handle it or how to help, versus with adults sometimes they've had life experience or they just know what it is more.
I feel like it's talked about way more online, and this is one of the benefits of it being online. There are negatives for a lot of mental health being online, but I feel like the stigma is way less because people talk about it all the time, and so it's more understood in teens. Yeah. My old school, like if someone says they have anxiety, like, oh, I understand that because I read about it and people talk about it in videos. Yeah.
You're a Neopets type of guy?
100%.
I was very Club Penguin.
Oh, Club Penguin was too young for me.
Did you have a membership?
Yeah, of course.
I never touched it.
Do you remember when I took
relationship on Club Penguin?
It would be like you want a date and then you dance together.
Yeah. Go to the nightclub.
We might
have dated.
We might have.
I literally always saw pics of Club Penguin and we were like, that's the game for like children.
What?
The pizza game was so fun.
I'm a teen rather than an adult.
Yeah, she's with us.
That's just me. Right. Fun Brain was like these cool online games that matches math with games.
Alright, thanks for watching.
I learned HTML from Neopets.
Yeah.
People are like, what? Didn't you just play stupid games on Neopets? Like,
you can make a shop. And I had like dancing GIFs and things.
I sold buttons to people on Neopets.
Yeah.
What is this video?
I know, what do we do?
This is intentional comedic relief.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah.
We created some great content today. Should we like sum everything up or something? And like each of us goes down the line and we like give like one thing that we want them to get from this video.
That's a great idea.
I think that age does not distinguish whether or not you have anxiety. There you go. There shouldn't even be like a teen versus adult treatment. Age does not define it there.
IMO, the best thing you can do is to just talk to people, whether it be your friends or someone close to you or just someone that would be able to help, like a therapist or a counselor, because that's the best way of helping yourself, in my opinion.
I've even heard people be like, online friends help me because no one in my school relates. And
I used to Skype people all the time back in the day. Google Hangouts, just with internet friends.
And you don't have to be like, hey, do you have anxiety? Let's talk because of that. Like, you can just, if you get close enough, just bring it up and it could help you out a lot. Like if you're buying Tony's book. Like if you like learning incentives.
Learning incentives.
For someone who only suffered with like, I'd say mild anxiety when I was in my teens, so this is all I can really give advice for, but I kept a journal and it really helped me to just kind of like pour out my brain on a page every day. Yeah, and also when you're older you can look back at it. Alright, what's your piece of advice for this video?
I agree with everything they said.
Subscribe to Arnlund today.
Be sure to subscribe to all of them, and we hope you enjoyed hanging out with us today and talking about Club Penguin relationships to anxiety in school. Honestly, I enjoyed this. I think it's gonna be really interesting.
I had fun. That was a nice chat.
No, I
just
enjoyed
like a
listening
natural
to you.
chat.
Bye.
Bye! I hope you guys enjoyed. I really enjoyed this video. I'm gonna feature my people and your amazing posts and your Twitter and Instagram pages. I love you all so much. Thank you for the creative usernames. What? I stan you all. I am proud. I am a proud dad today. I'm wearing literally like a men's shirt from thrift store because it has electric guitars on it. It's so down my alley. Yeah, I love my people. I say that too many times. I do. Okay. I'll see you guys in the future.